somebody did a little forensic analysis where they shifted between his face and the drag queen face, and I gotta tell you, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard for him to escape this one, and that's just him. That's just the guy. He's not getting out of this one. I'm gonna call this Curious George because this is the case of one very curious George Santos specifically. So during the 2022 election cycle, we saw that a lot of Democrats kept their seats and some Republicans lost them, but not every Democrat kept their seat, obviously, because the Republicans did win control of the House of Representatives, as unfortunate as it is. But out of everybody who won, there is no one more curious to me specifically than our good friend and Long Island native, George Santos. So this guy, you may have heard of him. He is 100% the most duplicitous, saddest, funniest, and most insane person to ever make it into Congress in this election cycle, okay? Because he lied his way into Congress. I know, I get it. Wow, Shark, tell me something I don't know. More at 11. Politician lies to get votes from constituents. Crazy, I know. But this time, it's actually more egregious and worse than your average political lying. It's truly remarkable, okay? It's something else. So it started a while ago, a long while ago, all right? He put out an ad a while ago. And his district that he's running for is right next to the Bronx Brooklyn district that AOC runs in. And he basically tried to run against AOC, even though she wasn't in his district at all. But it doesn't really matter because everything that you can do to go brown girl bad will probably get you a good amount of love in the conservative parts of New York City. And there's no more really conservative part of New York City than Long Island. The Long Island, always known, one of the places that really made sure that who is it? What's his name? Giuliani. That made sure that Giuliani was the mayor for a long time, as well as what's the other guy's name? The billionaire who did stop and frisk, who was like mayor of New York City for like way too long. What's his name? Bloomberg. Yes, and put Bloomberg up there as well. Yeah, Mikey Boomberp. Good old Mikey Boomberp. Both of those people were mayors of New York. You know, the really funny thing is that on my birth certificate, I'll never escape Donald Trump or the Trump administration or anything, especially when it comes to Sweaty Julie. Very real. I'll never escape Sweaty Julie because this guy, all right, this man is on my birth certificate. He's on my birth certificate. Because when I was born in New York City, he was the mayor. And so the mayor's name is on every child's birth certificate who's born under their watch. And so I looked at my birth certificate like a couple years ago just to take a look at it. And this melting bitch is like permanently etched onto my soul. And I hate it. And I don't know, I'll never be able to escape it. It really does suck. So Long Island is the place where a lot of the really rich conservative, it's the really rich conservative area of New York, basically. And that's the part where he was running. It was formerly headed up by that George Santos won. It was formerly headed up by a little bit more of a conservative Democrat, but he got booted during this election cycle. I would like to show you something, okay? George Santos has a long history of lies. So many lies, in fact, that the Long Island press, the press made specifically for Long Island, remember the place where he's like running in, made a list of how many lies he made. And let me tell you, it's quite long. Let's just take a look at some of it. U.S. Representative George Santos is infamous for the unprecedented number of lies that he's told about virtually every part of his life, from his family history to his career to what he does in his free time. Serious questions about Santos's finance are currently being interviewed by Nassau County, New York State, and federal investigators. Two of Santos's fellow congressmen have also filed a complaint with the House Ethics Committee asking them to investigate his use of campaign funds. We'll get back to that because I'm quite sure that those campaign funds may have been stolen from like a stray dog foundation that he pretended to file, which is kind of demonic if I'm going to say myself, but we'll get back to that. We will get back to that. Keeping track of Santos's ever-growing list of lies can be tricky. So here's a list of all the things that Long Island's laughing stock of Long Island's laughing stock of Congress has lied about, as far as we know. Let's take a little look. We can just go by piece. His education. On his resume, he claimed that he graduated with a bachelor's degree from economics and finance from Barch College. He also said at one point he attended New York University. Neither school had a record of his attendance, and he later admitted that he lied about going to college. He additionally claimed to be an all-star championship volleyball player. I actually didn't know that. I actually didn't know that he claimed to be an all-star volleyball player. You know, not only did I go to New York State University, I also am one of the best volleyball players to ever grace the court. I didn't know if you knew that, but back in my day, I really was something. Isn't that right? But he lied about that too. It's wild. It was pretty bad, okay? His career. Santos suggested that he had a successful career on Wall Street, working for Goldman Sachs and Citigroup, but neither company had any record of his employment. And then he later admitted to lying on his resume, but downplayed the blatant dishonesty as resume embellishment. See, when I literally just lie about everything about my life, it's kind of a little bit like embellishment, you know? I'm adding a little something, a little bit of that zaza to make me look a little bit more enticing, you know what I mean? You gotta have a little bit of something in there to get the job, you know what I mean? Hey, listen, they said dress for the job you want, not the job you have. So I just said that I had the life that I wanted instead of the life that I had, and that's how I would get the job that I wanted and not the one that I had. It makes perfect sense if you think about it. Okay, we all do a little CV embellishment, just a tiny bit as a treat, like when I lie about every aspect of my life. This part was really funny, okay, because not only did he say that, he also said that it was actually not his fault. It was actually not his fault that he lied. It was actually the New York Post and CNN's fault that he lied, because if he didn't lie, then he would have been known as normal, which is worse. Which is far worse than lying about your resume to be put into Congress. So that's why he had to do it. This is him admitting to lying. I'm not a criminal, he told. My sins are that I embellish my resume. I'm sorry. Look, I embellished it a little bit. Sorry, I didn't mean to. It was really, heat of the moment type thing. I would like to say I'm sorry. I accidentally exited out of the wrong tab. I'm so fucking stupid. Reopen, close tab. There we go. We continue on. His family. So this is a really big thing, is that he claimed a lot of things about his family, from where they were to where they were born. Not only his like parents, but also his grandparents. And this is like a really big one. This is a really big lie. Okay. In the past, Santos called himself Jewish. Okay. His big thing is that, hello, it's me. I'm Jewish. I'm a Jewish American. I have deep Jewish roots, and I love being me, which is Jew. I am Jew boy. And this is everything that I've ever loved about myself. Okay. Shabbat and shalom. Shabbat and shalom, everyone. What's normal mean? You how you like work a normal job, and you like go to work, and then you come back home and you like live a life that like most people live, more or less.
Oh, good morning. Shabbat shalom to everybody. And thank you for being here. Thank you for having me. My name is George Santos. I'm a first generation born American, like many in our great nation. My parents came to this country in search of the American dream. Today, I live that American dream.
So he's so gay. He is gay. Yes. That part he hasn't lied about so far. As far as we know, the one thing about himself that he hasn't lied about yet is that he is homosexual. I think that part is the only part that he has not lied. His fruit, the fruit that he carries around, he hasn't lied about that yet, as far as we know. Also, if you're wondering where he's speaking at right now, it's the Republican Jewish Commission, or the Republican Jewish Coalition. It's the coalition of Republican Jews, basically, where they all gather together and talk about how base it is to be Republican and Jew. And it's really good for them. But he decided to stop in because guess who invited them? Guess who invited him there? It's our good friend McCarthy. McCarthy specifically wanted him to come because McCarthy wanted to hold up. McCarthy specifically did everything in his power to make sure that George Santos won. McCarthy actually, who, mind you, is a California Republican, flew all the way to New York to campaign on the ground specifically for George Santos. And so he wanted to flex George Santos because he's like, not only did I get another Jew, I got a gay Jew on my side. And so that's him like trying to pad out his stats for being not like racist, I guess, to prove that the Republicans aren't super racist or homophobic, I guess, even though he's not the best guy, but we'll get into that. And McCarthy actually introduced him to the Republican Jewish coalition, which, we'll get back to that and see how that goes, because it may not have gone over as well as he would have thought. Anyways, moving on. In the past, he claimed himself to be Jewish, saying that he was proud of his Jewish heritage. When pressed on it, because people were like, you may not be as Jewish as you think, as you say that you are, because people looked into his history and his family doesn't really have any like Jew in it at all. Nowhere near the amount that he said that it did. So people confronted him about it. And he claimed he only ever said that he was Jew-ish. Oh, I'm not Jewish. I'm Jew-ish. I'm kind of Jew. Like a little bit, but like not really. So this would be, I've never seen this before in my life. Some people are like, this is Elizabeth Warren tier. I don't think so, because Elizabeth Warren actually thought that she had more Native American in her than she actually did. And then the genealogy test proved that she didn't. But this is just him lying. This is just him just straight up lying about being Jewish. Actually, his mom is like a quarter, like he has like some Jew because like his mom is a quarter Jewish. Is like something like that. His mom is like kind of like part Jewish. And so he thought that because of that, he could just say that he's Jewish, even though he's and you may be like, oh, he's not like ethnically Jewish, but he can like practice Judaism. No, he doesn't. He's Catholic, actually. He's Catholic. He doesn't practice like Judaism, or he doesn't go to a synagogue. He doesn't even like hang out with his mom at a synagogue. I don't think his mom's like religiously Jewish either. He's just a guy who has like 1/10 Jew in him. And so he just decided to call himself Jewish and make it his whole thing. He's the opposite of Listen, they said dress for the job that you want, okay? Mind you, Long Island has I think Long Island has like a large Jewish population as well. And so that played into it. He wanted to kind of relate to the Long Island Jews a little bit more by being like, hey, it's me, I'm one of you, hey. Yeah, he isn't Jewish, he's Jew-isn't. Poor guy. Santos also said that his grandparents fled Brazil to escape Nazi persecution during the Holocaust. So didn't he say originally that they were Ukrainian Jews who fled from Ukraine to Belgium and then fled from Belgium to Brazil to escape Nazi persecution? That's his original claim. Okay? During the Holocaust, which is not true either. A genealogy found. They were also born in Brazil. So his parents, it's just, he was like, oh yeah, my family. My family escaped Jewish persecution. So not only did he say that, he also said that specifically in regards to trying to get a dunk on like AOC and Joe Biden for being like communists or something, because Nazis are literally like left-wing communists. Nazis are just like right-wing communists, if you think about it. They're both the same, if you really think about it. So yeah, that's what he did. Didn't really turn out that well for him, I must say. And then after he got found out, he was like, yeah, sorry guys. Actually, it's just like, I'm not actually a Holocaust survivor, so sorry about that, guys. And here's the clip. Here's a clip of him.
Who's worked in finance for 13 years at this point in my life. Obviously, I would love to work in the Financial Services Committee, but I'm not exclusively limited to that because I know that's a very hard footing, especially for a rookie, as you mentioned. But I am open to working in whatever committee comes my way. I'll embrace the task. Obviously, we have our picks. Education is something that I'm very passionate about, and I'd love to take add my contributions to the committee in education. But I would also be very strong on foreign affairs, as I'm a son of two immigrants. I am the grandchild of Holocaust survivors and the son of a 9/11 survivor. I strongly believe.
Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about that. So not only did he say that his grandparents were Ukrainian Jews who fled communism in Ukraine and then fled Nazism in Belgium to go to Brazil, he also said, his grandparents weren't Jewish. He also said that his parents survived 9/11. So you can't lie about 9/11 in New York. He did. He bold-faced lie just to everybody's face. Yes, my parents survived 9/11, even though it's just not true. It's simply a lie. This guy's whole life is fiction, and it's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's definitely wild. His ties to other tragic events. I think there are even more. Santos claimed that his mother escaped 9/11 terrorist attacks. He said that his mom escaped the 9/11 terrorist attacks, but died later due to like smoke inhalation from like the 9/11 related like cancer that she got, right? However, his mom was not in the country in 2001. Santos also claimed that several employees of his company died in 2016 in the Pulse nightclub shooting in Florida. An investigation by the New York Times found no ties between any of the victims and Santos' alleged entities. So, just so we're keeping track, he said his grandparents died survived the Holocaust. They didn't. He said his mom survived 9/11, but then later didn't. She didn't. She wasn't even in the country. And then he said that the company that he supposedly founded, some of his gay employees died at the gay nightclub shooting in Florida, but didn't. He's gay, and he's lying about gay people under his watch dying in a hate crime against gay people. So I just want you to completely just remember this, all right? He's definitely a goofball, but he's worse than a goofball. He's evil. This is just evil. He has to be like an experiment, right? This guy has to be like a plant. There's no possible way this guy's like a real human being who's sent here. He has to be a plant by like the Democrats to make the Republicans look bad. There's no other way that I could possibly imagine this guy existing. Or maybe the Republicans have just gotten so far that this is actually something that he's doing. He is a pathological liar. You're right. He has a medical condition. Maybe we're even ableist for attacking him like this. I don't know, but he's crazy. He said, leave him alone. Let him lie. Let him cook. Okay. It's his condition. And we need to be more understanding about his lying. All right. Now that we all know he didn't hurt anybody. So just let him cook. Come on. Just let him cook. Just a little bit. Come on. Just a couple more lies, please. Just a little bit. Who let this man cook? The Republicans in Long Island. That's who did it. His sexuality, kind of. Now, for this one, I'm not really sure how I feel about this one. Apparently, he was married to a woman, but also claims to be gay. I guess some people are taking it as he's actually bi and not gay, but he calls himself gay to get more minority clout, I guess, which is definitely possible, but I don't know because you can be gay and marry somebody, but then not really know or suppress it or something. I mean, look at Crowder. Anyways, we'll skip that because I want to come back to this later. His charity work. Santos claimed that he founded a 501c3 charity called Friends of Pets United. So this one is where we get incredibly demonic. In 2013, the IRS has no record of its tax exempt status. Santos also denied that he stole money from a GoFundMe campaign to pay for the medical bills of a homeless disabled veteran service dog that later died. I can't. This guy is just he's a monster. Say that again. He denied that he stole money from a GoFundMe campaign to pay for the medical bills of a homeless disabled veteran's dog who later died. Service dog. Sorry, not just normal dog. Service dog who later died. Please face the wall. Very interesting, George Santos. Very compelling case you make. Now face the wall, please. It's good that he denied it. He's lying. He's 100% lying. This also Friends of Pets United thing was supposed to help stray dogs and stray animals off the street, and also it claimed to help stray and abandoned and abused animals get back into a forever loving home. But that never happened. And so people donated to this 501c3 thing that didn't exist. And now people are claiming that he actually used the money instead of to help disabled pets or something. He used it for his own campaign funds to make anti-AOC videos to get into Congress. This guy is he's just like cartoonishly evil, right? That's embezzlement, a little bit. It's a little bit of money laundering. It's a little bit of embezzlement. Wait, my alarm is beeping. My bullshit alarm went off. We were talking about George Santos for too long. Sorry about that. I gotta turn it off. It's my little cringe Geiger counter that lets me know if I'm in too close a proximity to deadly levels of cringe. I have to keep going though. It's my job. Please donate so I can afford the healthcare that I'll need after this. The only thing worse here that you could possibly do is like stealing money from leukemia laden like orphan, disabled, with no legs children who are like blind and deaf and who have like glass bones and paper skin. You know what I mean? Like, how in the world, like, how much worse of a person can you be? Like, it's literally no shame, none. I'm just shocked how somebody can be so devoid of humanity in the way that he is, but whatever, I guess. His wealth. He reported making $55,000 in 2020, soon after he claimed that his company, the DeVolder organization, made millions of dollars, but it was unclear how. Santos also contributed $700,000 to his campaign and claimed that to own several properties despite being recently evicted from apartments in Queens. He has only addressed the lies so far as to clarify that he does not own any property, including mansions in the Hamptons and in the Gold Coast that he claimed were owned by family. So he says he makes $55,000 a year. He was evicted from apartments, says he owned apartments, but now he said that he doesn't. Does anybody know the clip? Has anybody seen the clip where he admitted to selling an apartment because poor people were nearby? George Santos allegedly stole $3,000 in donations from Veterans Dying Service Dog. That is crazy. That is the most insane thing I've heard in my entire life. That is like insane Republican evil. But I found the clip that I was looking for. So he said that he owned properties. He does not. And this is him making up one of the stories.
Like, that's
So
how.
you know what's funny? 2 years ago, I
Curious.
sold a property I had on 28th Avenue, all the way down by the water, right? Just go straight, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's because the shelter went up on 20th Avenue. And it was very controversial, and I sold the property there. But what I can tell you is that area should have never been built on. That is a swamp. That used to be the Flushing Airport, and the swamp took over it. And then they insisted in building up an academy there. It's a beautiful building. I think it's a gorgeous project. Don't get
It's just, yeah. Yo, I had a property there, and then the freaking miscreants. Then they brought in the dirt. Then the rats came in, those homeless. Ugh, I barely like to call them people, you know what I mean? So I had to sell the property. So this story is either a lie or he's just a horrible person. But like, what, you know what's even, like, I don't know if I can say it's worse, but you know what's like even more kind of like shitty about like being a horrible person? It's being a horrible person and lying about being an even worse person. Like, I think that's crazy. Why lie about that? Like, yeah, he just wants to hate homeless people. He wants to feel like he hates homeless people that much, but he's never been rich enough to actually do it. But he did actually like put in, $700,000 into his campaign. So I'm wondering, like, what happened? Like, what's going on here? I don't know. Maybe we'll never find out, but we will know more about his lies. So let's see. His criminal history. Oh yeah. The one thing is that, I know I have some gay people in chat, and some of you guys are like, haha, be gay, do crimes. He is gay, and he has committed crimes. It's crazy. Look at this. Though Santos admitted to the police in Brazil in 2010 that he stole a man's checkbook, he now denies he committed any criminal acts. He is gay and does crimes. He does it. He steals people's checkbooks. And also, apparently, jewelry. Apparently, this guy's a kleptomaniac. It seems so. Because Mother Jones reported, this is fresh, hot off the presses yesterday. Mother Jones reached out to somebody who was allegedly his old roommate and said that he stole like a good amount of jewelry from her. Just literally yoinked it. It's crazy. Parisi. sees a freshman Congressman George Santos on television these days, and she barely recognizes the man who she once shared an apartment with in New York City. Parisi first met Santos in Brazil years earlier. She remembers Anthony as he. Oh yeah! Wait a second. Didn't he lie about his name? Like, he claimed that his name is George Santos, but isn't his name actually Anthony Santos? People don't even know what this man's damn name is anymore. He's lied so much, people don't even know his name. People were theorizing that he's been lying about his name this entire time because during his name is like Anthony DeVolder or something, right? Like George Santos isn't his name. Anthony DeVolder is his real name. Don't dead name him. Oh yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. People were thinking that this wasn't his real name because during the Speaker of the House debacle, like a couple of times came up where like the like House members were like calling his name to be like, hey, George Santos. They were like roll calling, but he wouldn't respond to the roll call until somebody would like tap him and be like, hey, that's you. And he was like, yes, me, George Santos. That's my name. Master of disguise. You can't find him. Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. Very cool. Wait, let's see. Oh, well, I mean, his name is George Anthony DeVolder Santos. So technically his name is George Santos. Okay. But apparently he goes by Anthony outside of, I guess, whatever the hell else he's doing. Wait, does he try to use different aliases? Since he has 4 names, he tries to make 2 different personas out of the 4 names? Yo, what? Fucker has 4 names. He is Hispanic. He is from Latin America, so it's not really curious that he has 4 names. Makes sense that he has 4 names. Yeah, he's Portuguese. But he's like, his family's like Portugale or something. They're Brazilian. So he has 2 personas. The persona that we know of, and that's George Santos. And then his hidden persona, that's Anthony DeVolder. That's crazy. This guy is crazy. This guy's insane. He has a mental condition. There's something wrong with this man. She remembers Anthony. You generally know as his Brazilian acquaintances as the playful and smiley ones, singing and dancing, joking about everything. But he's also a dreamer who enjoyed luxury, expensive apartments, designer clothes, and fancy whiskey. Oh, he is one of those. He is one of them. He bragged about his connections. Now Parisi says he wandered into the halls of Congress, dodging questions from reporters. She thinks he has the look of a lost, cornered person. I mean, I would imagine he is. Like, he's not getting away from this, right? Like, he's gonna serve 2 years in Congress, and then that's gonna be it. You're never gonna hear from this man ever again. It's over. Lies have short legs. They got little legs. I can't run that fast because they got little legs. Wait, Parisi, daughter, and George Santos. Is this him? Look at her. Look at the little one. That's so cute. Look at her. She's kind of cute. Look at her go. She's so tiny. That's so funny. I hope the little one is okay. Wait, she gave up exclusive images of him? He looks like he's wearing a wig. What's happening? What are those shoes? What's he got on? What the hell are these slip-on penny loafers? What's going on, bro? Hello? I didn't know a drag queen could be so dripless in their spare time. Really? This is crazy to me. I never knew. That's wild. That's wild to me. No Riz. Bootleg Elvis. No, dude. That's so sad. Wait, let's see. I want to find the part where she says that he stole jewelry from her. No? Oh, I can't spell. Never mind. Parisi also accused Santos of stealing jewelry and money from her. Oh, okay. He is a kleptomaniac. He's a criminal. he is gay and does crimes all the time, but not the cool crimes like loitering. He does the uncool crimes like stealing from poor people. When she later confronted him about the jewelry via text messages, she said he became defensive and made it very clear that I was in his country and the person who called the shots there was him. Oh, he's one of those Hispanic people. He's one of those Hispanic dudes who moved to America when they were like really little or were born in America, but their family is Hispanic. And then they look at other Hispanic people who like spent more time in like south of the border, and they're like, go back where you came from. You don't belong here. It's just like, what are you talking about? I've seen this. It's crazy. If I have any Hispanic people in chat, you've probably seen it too. I've seen it happen a lot. Like the ones that come over here, just they get real defensive over America. They're like, we ain't like you people. We ain't like you alls from across the border. They'll be like, you border jumpers or something. They'll call them like slurs and shit. I'm like, what the hell? I'm sorry, like the racist American, the Americans who act like you, they won't accept you, bro. Just because you've been here for a little longer, they want to kick your ass out too. I'm at a BBL like that. Oh, what? Yeah, it's too common. They're pulling up the ladder behind them. Like, yeah, we don't like your kind. Oh, big booty Latina. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see. Makes sense. A big booty Latina like that. Yeah, they do get real racist. Like, poor, like they'll say shit like, get out of here, Pablo. They'll be racist like that. Like their last name will be goddamn Gonzalez, but they're gonna be like, get out of here, freaking goddamn Hernandez. We don't like your kind around these parts. I'm like what the hell, dude? You guys have been watching Fox News too much, brother. You guys gotta calm down. We're all in this together. Man, I called the shots here. Oh no, he said no. He put the go back where you came from. And at any point, if I opened my mouth, he could send me back to Brazil. Yo, dude, he's crazy. Somebody has to stop this man. Are the police on this guy's trail? I hope so. I hope and I pray. This is crazy. My man, he steals from some like poor Brazilian girl and goes, I'm gonna send your ass back. You think you can get away with this? You think you can stop me? Holy. Gonna ship your ass back to. He said you're gonna go back. He took the taking your ass to Brazil meme seriously. He always convinced people that everything was a big misunderstanding.
Very real.
Guys. It's just one really big misunderstanding. It wasn't anything crazy. Parisi, 55-year-old homemaker, told me Santos would often stay at her house in Terrasopolis. That's crazy. That doesn't sound real. I'm not lying. I'm not joking to you. This place doesn't sound real. Terrasopolis. That does not sound like a real place. It sounds like a place in the geometry section of Pop Tropica. Anyways, a town 2 hours north of Rio. They used to pay for him and his mother to play bingo as much as $6,000 in a single month. Parisi said she also purchased tickets for her to fly with Santos to New York in February 2011. He didn't have any money to go back, and I was the only way for him to leave Brazil. That's crazy. He was really trying to leave Brazil like that. I thought Brazil was super cool. What's wrong with Brazil? You know, Brazilians seem like nice people. Every time you mention, they go, "Hey, Brazil mention," and then they post the girl with the "Please be patient with me" hat holding a Corona. And I'm like, oh, look, the Brazilians must be so cool and kind. I love their people. Anyways, he lied about appearing on Hannah Montana? Really? A Wikipedia page for Santos in which many words were misspelled and listed under his other name, Anthony DeVolder, stated that he made appearances on Disney Channel's show Hannah Montana and Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, among other made-up bits about his acting career. It also stated that he began in the show business at 17 as a drag performer. The page was last updated in 2011 and has since been taken down. That's curious how that works out. He was on Hannah Montana? No, he lied. He was not on Hannah Montana. Okay? He lived in Brazil all the way up until 2011. He couldn't be on Hannah Montana or The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody or Sweet Life on Deck. I'm done with American politics, man. I think this is great. I think this is incredible. When will the lies end? They're not done yet. But he said specifically that he was a drag performer at 17. Drag performer at 17. That's quite curious. Hey, remember when he said that he wasn't a drag performer at all? I do. And this is a great time to loop back around to the part of this where it talks about his sexuality. But I'll have to say something, okay? I'll look at something. When images and videos surfaced of Santos dressed in drag, he responded on Twitter saying that the claims were categorically false. He later responded by saying he was simply having fun. Listen, I'm not a drag queen. I was having fun. I was having fun. Come on, guys. Don't bully me. Please don't bully me. So here's a picture. As if you've seen this. He's had like, you guys may have seen this, but here's a picture straight from Brazil. And this is Santos right here. Make sure you remember this dress that he's wearing because he wears it a lot. It's his one big drag dress. He loves it. And we're going to see it more. He was just goofing around. Me, I'm just goofing. He thought that he could play as Steven Crowder. He's like, oh, I was doing it as a bit. It was a funny meme, guys. Come on. What are you talking about? Here, let me see. So there are a couple of videos that surfaced about him. Here is one.
Neste vídeo inédito, ele aparece com o mesmo vestido vermelho
There he is.
que usa nas fotos com a drag Eula, dançando.
There he is. Remember this dress? It's the same dress. It's the same dress that he was wearing. It's him.
Dançando em cima do trio elétrico durante a parada gay de Niterói em 2007.
That's him. Queen status. I mean, he is making it happen. Then he tweeted this. The most recent obsession from the media is claiming that I am a drag queen or I have performed in drag. It is categorically false. The media continues to make outrageous claims about my life when I am working to deliver results for my people. I will not be distracted nor fazed by this. So true. Thank you, Santos. I'm so sick of these lies that they keep feeding us. I'm so sick of these lies. Until, you know, this came out, which is an even clearer picture of him in drag. And yes, that is him. That is 100% him. 100%. No ifs, ands, or buts about it at all, actually. He's not escaping this one. He seemed to be fazed by it. He seemed to be a little fazed, I'm not gonna lie. It seems to be bothering him a little bit. That they know. He's trying to gaslight as hard as possible, but it's not working. It's just not working. He's drag-ish. Here's another video of him. Even closer. There's many videos of him. If I personally was going to lie about something that I was doing like many years ago, I would actually first make sure that there weren't several videos out there of me doing the thing that I said that I wasn't. Here he is. It's the queen. It's boy. He's here. He's living it up. And if you didn't think that this was him, okay? If you still, even looking at these pictures, okay? If you don't think this is him, I know for a fact this is him, okay? Just look at his face. Look at this side of his face. This like split here on the left side of his cheek of his smile line on the same exact side here, right here. His smile lines are the exact same. It's literally the exact same smile, no matter what. But if that wasn't enough for you, somebody did a little forensic analysis where they shifted between his face and the drag queen face. And I gotta tell you, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard for him to escape this one. And that's just him. That's just the guy. He's not getting out of this one. I'm sorry, brother. You're not escaping the drag queen allegations. You will not beat them. It's a 99% match. If Batman put this shit into the Bat computer, you're not. Yeah, he'd be like, yeah, that's the guy. The world's greatest. You don't even need to be the world's greatest detective to do this. Maybe his drag queen persona is Jewish. You're right. That's possible. She could be Jewish. And he actually mixed it up. Straight from CSI is an exact match. Forensics came back as an exact match. Book him. Get his ass. Now, he went from this is definitely not me to yeah, it's me, but here's where people actually found out what he sounded like. A lot of people were like, you know, hey, you know, this guy's a goofball. He's supposed to be gay, but they didn't know what he like sounded or looked like or like how he, you know, handled himself. And so this is what happened when he was hounded by reporters while he was flying back from New York.
Not a drag queen in Brazil, guys. I was young and I had fun at a festival.
And this is where people began to bully him. They were like, he sounds like that? I'm not gonna lie, he's not gonna escape the drag queen allegations, okay? I don't want to be like, yo, look at this gay boy's voice, but like...
Not a drag queen in Brazil, guys. I was young and I had fun at a festival.
Bully time. I think the Republicans in Congress bully him. I think that they bully him. There's no way he can walk around like this and have this much baggage on him and them not bully him. You know what I mean? I 100% think it's like high school bullying in like the back rooms. There's no way. Compare the stance. Look how he walk. They put him on the science committee. Well, I wouldn't say they. It's more like a McCarthy, who once again like did everything he could to get Santos elected. So I would imagine he's got some plans for him still. He kind of deserves it though. He had a known drag name, like, please. This is the first time I heard his voice, and yeah, he's not beating the allegations. So you agree, drag is fun? I do. I think it is funny. He looked like he was having fun. Did he not? Didn't he look like he was having so much fun? Doesn't he? Doesn't he look like he's enjoying his life? Only if he could have done this for like the other gay people so they could enjoy their life and not him trying to pull up the, he did it on, man, he did that thing on, he like pulled up the ladder behind him on two parts of his identity, on like being Hispanic and being gay. It's crazy. Oh, I can do drag. It's fun and funny. But like now drag is cringe and it's gay people preying on children. And that's how they do it. They act like evil little predatory monsters that use flashing lures to lure in the small guppies to slurp them up. But not me. I'm one of the good ones. Yeah, he looked way happier back then, but now look at him. This is what happens when you sell your soul for clout and money. This is what happens. Okay? It's sad. Doobie smells a bit fruity. Oh no. The walk, the posture, the voice, the hand movements. I know what you are. Bro, you were fabulous. Just own it. Okay, there's like another video.
Bandeira desorganizadíssima, muita pouca gente, subúrbio, né? Não é Rio, a bandeira não tem bofe nenhum. E tá cheio de travesti. Eu quero bofe aqui de baixo. Cadê vocês? Quero os bofes todos aqui.
Você chega a se apresentar, você faz apresentações?
Eu faço apresentação na 1140, em Jacarepaguá. Faço em Cascadura, né? Egito. Já fiz na Cabaré Casa Nova, em Santos, na Glória, né? E já fiz uma na Leboy.
E o que você tá achando do evento?
Leboy.
Tá bem organizado. Gostei muito. Desci do trio porque o trio é muito
The homophobic dog. Yeah, the homophobic dog has sniffed him out. And the homophobic dog has said that he does not pass the sniff test. And he knows what he is. He knows what he is. That's crazy. Like, how can you be this visible as... How can you be this... He performed at drag clubs. How in the world could you possibly think that you were going to escape? There is no way that you were going to ever escape. I'm sorry. Bit fruity? No. Quite fruity. Quite fruity indeed. Whole fruit basket going on. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, it'll make Boo very sad. I know a bunch of you who are watching are not subscribed. Join the frenzy. You won't regret it. Thank you, Boo.